Marvels of Turkey and Greece. My Journey by Alice Phillips. Day 1. Arrival in Istanbul. First glimpse of a dream. Day 2. Istanbul in layers of time. After breakfast, we dove into history. That literally. Our first stop was the Hagia Sophia. I stood there, overwhelmed by its sheer size, timeless elegance. From cathedral to mosque to museum, now back to mosque again. Its walls whispered secrets from centuries past. Then came Topkapi Palace, walking through its lush courtyards, seeing the Ottoman treasures. I imagined sultans watching the Bosphorus from those same windows. The harem section, absolutely mind-blowing. Opulence laced with silence. We made our way to the Blue Mosque. I was instantly in awe. The 6 minarets reached toward the heavens. Inside, the blue Iznik tiles shimmered like stars. Lunch brought us to a bustling local restaurant. Warm bread, grilled meats, rich eggplant dishes that made my eyes roll with happiness. The hippodrome felt like walking on the bones of empires. I ran my fingers along ancient Egyptian obelisks, imagining roaring chariots. Finally, the guard bazaar. Oh, the colors, the bargaining, the intoxicating chaos. I bought a homemade scarf. The vendor called me sister. I felt adopted by Istanbul. Days' memories sting under the Blue Mosque's dome, breathless, with the light filtering through stained glass. I felt at once tiny infinite. Day 3, sailing between continents. We began at the Spice Bazaar in Eminönü. The smell of saffron, rose petals, Turkish delight made me feel like Aladdin's carpet would swoop me up any minute. Then we boarded a boat for a Bosphorus cruise. The water sparkled under the sun. Both Europe, Asia danced beside me. From Dolmabahce Palace to the elegant Chiragan Palace, the majestic Rumeli Fortress, I couldn't stop taking photos. Later, we went to the cobbled streets of Fenerbahçe. Picture perfect, colorful houses lined up like a watercolor painting. I sat in a cafe sipping pomegranate juice, watching local kids play soccer, an old couple argue lovingly over a backgammon match. The St. Stephen Church, entirely cast in iron, was hauntingly beautiful. Then came the Orthodox Patriarchate Church in Balat. Dignified, solemn, rich with spiritual weight. We ended the day at Pierre Loti Cafe. As I drank Turkish coffee, the golden horn unfolded below me in golden twilight. I wrote a quick note in my journal. This feels like a scene out of a dream I once had. Day's memory, that boat gliding down the Bosphorus. Wind in my hair, Istanbul behind me, 2 continents watching. Day 4, Istanbul to Ankara, through mountain stories. We left early by bus, cruising through the Bolu Mountains. I watched forests roll by, wrapped in a mist that looked like it belonged in fairy tales. When we finally arrived in Ankara, Turkey's capital, I felt like I'd entered a quieter, more stately side of the country. It was a travel day, no packed touring, just gentle transitions. I were near the hotel in the evening, listening to street musicians tasting simit from a street cart. Ankara had a calmer pulse than Istanbul, the heart of a statesman, not a poet. Day's memory, mist floating through pine-covered peaks in Bolu. Driving through a watercolor painting. Day 5, history salt, onward to Cappadocia. After breakfast, we visited the Museum of Anatolian Civilizations. It blew my mind. Hittite artifacts, ancient tools, goddesses carved from stone. This was the deep, ancient heart of Turkey. Then we visited the Mausoleum of Ataturk. It was grrr, yes, but what moved me was the solemnity. The respect in the air was palpable, like sting in the presence of a nation's memory. Then the bus rolled southward. We passed the ethereal Salt Lake. It was like looking into a giant mirror. The landscape was barren, yet breathtaking. By the time we reached Cappadocia, the sun was a soft orange globe dipping into the hills. Fairy chimneys poked the sky. I'd seen photos, but nothing prepared me for this Martian landscape. Days' memory, the Salt Lake, an endless silver silence that made me forget time existed.